Hi students, in this video we're going to learn how to download Atom, which is a text editor that we're going to be used together with Python. Downloading Atom is useful because it will help you to organize your code. Let me explain. We know that when we open idle, we type some commands or instructions, and the idle Python shell gave us a solution. This is something that is immediate. And of course, it wasn't too bad when we were only writing one line of code. But what happens if we have a chunk of code or like several pages full of code? We want to make sure that before we go through that and try to go figure it out what errors we have, that we pass it through a text editor. We already know about traceback. If the computer types a message in red, this is normally bad news, although I take it as a positive, and I think you should be too, because a traceback actually means that you made a mistake but that you can fix it. And with traceback, you can always learn something new. We normally learn by making mistakes, and Python is no different. If Python issues an error message, traceback means that you can fix it. And it also tells you what line you can fix it and what part of the code was wrong and needs to be fixed. Now, writing our first program, we're going to need to have idle open in order to test our code. But before we even do that, we want to make sure that we type our code in a text editor such as Notepad or Atom. Atom is something that you have to go to the website to download. You could do it with Notepad. However, there is a big difference between writing code in Notepad and writing code in Atom. Different is that although you can do both things and then cut and paste the code into your idle shell, Notepad will not format your code and will not tell you or adjust settings such as spaces, indentations, and even functions or loops. But Atom will. Let me show you. Let's go to download Atom right now. Let me show you the website. This is the Atom website. If you click on download, it will immediately download in Windows. And this is when it's already downloaded. As you can see, I already have some programs in here. When you download it, Atom will present you with the welcome screen. We want to make sure we close that. This was a code. As you can see, just to show you, even though we don't understand what the code means yet, just to show you, when I type something, let me open a new window. You can open a new project. If we click over here, at the bottom of the screen, I wanted to show you, this is Atom. And what I did is I went to File, and I opened a new file. When you open a new file, you're presented with a black screen like this, and it will say Untitled. You can, of course, right-click and rename the file, or File and Save. We will learn how to save a file in a minute. But just to show you, let's try some code over here so you know what I mean. Let's type hello. We type hello, but nothing really happened. This is a text editor. But if we save the file, make sure you save it in a place that you know. I'm going to save it and I'm going to make a new file here to save everything that I do in the classroom. And I'm going to call it practice. And here on practice, I'm going to save this file with the name hello.py. Py stands for Python. I'm going to click on practice and save it. Oh, look what happens. Now our test has become a different color. Let's try to do something different. Let's try to add two words together. We go to the nest and we click hello plus world. As you can see, it didn't first turn white and then green. It just turned green. That's because Python already knows that this is called a string. In Notepad, this would appear just as normal text. Now what we want to do with this is we want to copy this and there's different ways to do this, and then we want to go into our shell. Hello world. Let's see what happens. Wow, look at that. It actually added both words together. I guess the main point I was trying to illustrate when I was doing this silly exercise was that the text editor is useful to create and save code. Sometimes you want to do that when you want to reuse code. Also is useful because the text editor will tell you if you need to format anything, if you need to indent anything, if you are missing a space, if you are missing a quotation, and things like that, which will make it much easier for you to learn how to code and to code properly. And then the only thing you need to do is to go to idle and open the file, and we could go into open file, right? Desktop. And remember, I created a folder named practice. Right here. As you can see, the file that I created named hello.py, and please add the py extension at the end. If we open, then as you can see, it opens our file into the shell. So you can do both things. So there's two things, the shell and the editor. The shell will run the program or the code. The editor will make sure that your code is elegant. I see you in the next video when we're going to do more practice with both.